Yeah, we do like to have. Was it loud to you guys?
Yes,
or
it did come across as a bit loud,
All
but
right, great.
might just be in our headphones.
Hey, man, that's possible. But honestly, like, if we're like loud for you guys at home, like that's good because you need to listen to us. We are like bastions of truth and intelligence, and we're gonna make your life and your brains better.
Wait a second. I didn't get the memo on us changing the format of the show.
Oh yeah, we're gonna be super smart this week, man. We're gonna talk about all those important things that are happening in the world, you know. And when you leave, you're gonna walk out of here and really feel that you are a better person than me. So
I already feel like that.
Yeah, you know, like I appreciate that voice coming in here right now. She's joining us again. I've asked her to be. Now this is as vague and non-committal as one can be, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
A sometimes regular kind of guest host.
Yeah.
That was my official way of asking her to come in here more often to do the show. So
it's vague enough.
Yeah.
Specific enough.
Sure, I
Our
tried to
semi-regular, almost all the time, but not quite really.
Yeah, that's right.
Co-host.
That's right. Try to keep it as low pressure as possible.
And may I say, it's been a pleasure having you on the last two shows. I'm really glad
you.
that you're back again. Looking forward to seeing what you're going to chime in with when we get the ball rolling.
Yeah.
Whoa, that's a lot of pressure.
No,
No,
not at
it's
all.
not at all.
Not at all.
I feel like I could build it up to where it's a lot of pressure though, just for fun.
I've started to not put pressure on myself, and it's amazing. Like I kind of live now is like a new thing I live in that like if someone asks me to do something, they already know who I am. They already know what I'm like. So all I have to do is literally show up and be myself.
Mm-hmm. Sure, that's got to be a good
That
feeling. I imagine it takes a while to get to that though, because when you walk in and people don't know you, there's got to be a lot of pressure to be like, oh, I got to be funny, or I got to be
Sure.
No reason to struggle. Just take it easy and relax.
Yeah. I did UCB 401, so
Whoa.
I'm like really good on my feet.
Yeah, congratulations.
Thank you.
You did it.
I'm sure you are.
So this has gotten off to like a. Okay, so I'm preparing the show this week, and I'm trying to figure out like what should we talk about.
Sure.
It's been a rough week, man.
Yes.
Like a lot of just terrible stories going on, like Brock Lesnar coming back to the UFC.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa, that is not what I thought you were going to talk about. You had the first name right, Brock.
Sure.
Turner.
Sure. He's had a better week than he should have.
Yeah.
Wait,
better
Brock
than
Lesnar?
No.
No.
No, now you've changed the subject here to Brock Turner, who should go to jail for like a long time.
Yes.
But he's not gonna go to jail for a long time. So he had a good week.
We're going to turn it around.
That was 2 weeks ago. Turner it around.
Turner it around.
So this will only be for like 6 months.
No,
3 months.
And now
because
it's been changed to 3.
He's a good guy. Okay, look, that's not even like.
Which is
Well,
bullshit.
I think there's also a certain amount of the time served because it's just jail. It's not prison. That the time that he spent in jail, they take those days off too.
Jesus.
So it's could be shorter than actually 3 months.
Yeah, maybe we should just keep talking about this subject, and then we can pretend that like Saturday night didn't happen in Orlando.
Yeah.
And then so let's pretend like this was a week ago and
Well,
Orlando didn't happen.
it's amazing how the flow of Facebook has changed in that period of time because
What do
it
you
was
mean?
in the fact that there was so
Oh.
much being posted about Brock Turner and sexual assault and rape and.
Yeah.
Now all of a sudden we're focused on mass shootings and the loss of 50 lives and dozens more injured.
Makes you wonder what we're going to care about next.
Yep.
Because something else will happen, and we'll forget about this
Yep.
again. Like it's very important, and we're all very, sad. But something else will happen to distract us, and then we'll just be like, "Oh, can you believe like that thing happened with those dogs?" Because
It hasn't happened yet.
It hasn't happened
Oh,
yet.
got it. Yeah, yeah,
predicting
yeah.
that the next
the
story
things
will
with
have
the dogs, that's going to be horrible.
to do with dogs.
Yeah.
I mean, today it almost became about crocodiles.
I heard about that.
Yes.
My mom texted me.
Wait.
about that.
What's going on with crocodiles?
So
It's in Florida, too. Florida's just not having a good week.
no.
Oh, the fact that they've found crocodiles in the swamps as well, or are there what?
No, they've been there.
No, we have
So-
alligators, don't we?
Okay, man. This
Gator. Yeah,
this-
well, in the United States we have gators. We don't have crocs.
Oh, I don't
Crocs are
know.
from South America and from Australia.
I don't know about that. But an alligator in Disney got a, 2-year-old boy, like dragged him through the swamp, and I think they found the body.
Yeah. They have found the body now.
I
Yeah.
totally missed that.
Yeah.
I just found out about it, too.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So all around, just not a good time for Florida.
It's not. You know what? I spent a year down there when I was 13 years old. Enjoyed it, but as a 13-year-old, I think it had a different view to me than now as a almost 42-year-old looking at it like that is not a state I want to go back and visit.
Almost
Yeah.
42.
Yep.
Holy shit.
Well, everything this week, though, wasn't their fault.
No.
No, that's
Yeah.
right. You had the UP come out and the AP come out, and they ranked the Florida State Seminoles number 7 Oh wait, that's not the problem either, right?
No, yeah.
No one
I
really
wasn't
cares
paying
about
attention to
that. No, particularly bad week for Orlando. You
Yes.
know, because not only there was a shooting there on Friday night where they shot a performer who was
Yeah.
just like giving a concert and.
Was that
That
Friday
was
night?
Friday
I thought
night.
it was the same night.
No,
both
the
Sundays.
night before.
The night before, because that was part of the news cycle on Facebook that day, and then all of a sudden
Jeez.
Saturday came
Saturday
and everything.
is the big shooting in the nightclub, and then now there's this boy at Disney World. Makes you wonder what happened on Sunday, Monday. I bet something
let's hope
terrible
nothing.
happened that they haven't told us about yet, right?
Well, Sunday we got to grab the headlines a little bit and talk about that guy who was pulled over with the trunk full of explosives and an
Santa
arsenal of
Monica.
weapons in Santa Monica on his way to the Pride Parade.
Yeah.
And
Was this like another guy who was gay and angry at himself and decided
I
he was
don't
gonna-
know.
I don't think he was gay himself and angry at himself. I think he was just some kind of right-wing thinking person who is so anti-gay that it seemed like a good idea
Yeah.
to go out there and potentially cause another massacre.
Wasn't he coming from somewhere else too, like Indiana or North Carolina or something? I thought he was from out of state.
Yeah, that's true.
That part I hadn't
he
heard.
did drive
Okay.
across the country to come out here. Now,
Just
it-
so weird.
All these conspiracy things that you see and that may be happening. Someone says that guy and the shooter in Orlando were partners.
Oh.
And
Yeah, you were mentioning something about that earlier on our ride in.
yeah, so this just started to break when I was leaving the house today, and I saw the first things in the news come out about it. So I haven't had a chance to really research that yet. So I don't want to say that that's true, but I hear that somehow those
Allegedly,
two guys
this
are
what happened
together.
then?
These two guys are together, and they went through training on how to do mass killings together.
What? Where do they do trainings like that?
Someplace in Virginia.
Oh my
Virginia
God.
or West Virginia?
I don't know.
You don't remember? Okay.
Eh,
One of those two states.
Honestly, let's just get rid of West Virginia. Let's absorb both Virginias into one. There's no reason for there to be two. I'm done dealing with two Virginias. It has caused enough goddamn problems in my life. that
we
I
can do
don't
the same
need that
thing with the
anymore.
Dakotas and the
Yeah.
Carolinas. I'll be fine too.
Yeah, let's
Dakotas
change the
for
states
sure.
because of you guys, because of what you think about putting them together.
I agree. She's
Great, glad we
endorsed
all
my
agree.
line of thought. Okay, look, here's what we got. Okay, who is blamed for this shooting in Orlando?
Him.
Is it okay? That's
The shooter.
That's awesome. I love that.
Yeah,
like-
who else?
Because there's everybody
He's
else is
responsible.
The
we have
media
we have
likes
to
to
hate
say.
we have to hate Muslims
Oh my
and we have
gosh.
to hate Islamists and we have to hate people who don't like gay people.
Homophobics.
We got to hate
But what
homophobes.
I am confused why they're calling this a terrorist attack. I know he called and said that he pledged to ISIS whatever after he did it, but
But
it was a hate crime.
I think he just did that to
when
be a
did-
dick to
Well,
his
no,
dad.
well, is it because if he's doing it for the religious reason? If you're doing it because you are so homophobic and so anti-gay that you have a hatred for those specific people, then that's a hate crime. But he
That
w-
was
but he-
what it is.
Well, at the same time, his religion and his radical Islamic beliefs really outline how much that
I don't
faith
even know if
is.
he had those beliefs. Here's what I know. I know that his dad had them, and that he's super big into it, and he taught his kid, Islam, and that if you are if you're gay, then you should die.
What's
'cause that's
interesting-
part of their religion.
What's interesting though is when Dylan Roof, the kid who shot the 9 people in the black church
Sure.
last year, when that happened, that literally happened in a church, and it wasn't looked upon as a terrorist thing. It was like, oh, this kid has a mental disorder. It was a hate crime. It was whatever. But that literally happened in a church, and it's not looked. And I feel like if this shooter had been white, it would probably be a different story.
And have they even defined the San Bernardino
Yeah,
shootings?
but we can't. I mean, it would definitely be a different story if he was white, because his dad probably wouldn't be like an Islamic, fear-based guy that goes around on TV stations all in kind of like these underground shows and talks about how you're supposed to there should be war against the infidels. It's like, so when his dad came out with a statement like, "Oh, it's not religion, it's not religion. It's because he saw 2 gay men kissing, and that's what was going on." His dad doesn't want it to be religion, but it is, because it was his religious teachings that he passed down to his son to say that gay people should die and that they are not worth being alive. So when he has these feelings of like, "Oh, I think I might be gay," and like my dad says that like these people should die. So even though he goes out to like those nightclubs and he kind of lives that lifestyle, apparently, like they say that he'd been there multiple times before and he had like a grinder on his phone and like he has all these things that look like he was probably gay.
Right.
So like when he goes there, he wants to make sure that his dad knows that it's not because he's gay, you know. It has to be because I'm here for like the religion, so that's why I'm calling in to
Saying I pledge my allegiance to ISIS.
to ISIS, like because that's what it's about. It's not about being gay.
Because he also then, from what I heard on the news yesterday, that he also pledged his allegiance to Hamas. And ISIS and Hamas, they don't like each other. They've battled it out before. So if you're pledging to one terrorist group and to another terrorist group that have similar ideologies but have a completely different outlook amongst themselves, it's very confusing.
I mean, either way, he attacked a specific group of people, and I feel like
Sure.
to me that's a hate crime.
Sure.
There
Sure.
could be like terrorism on top of it.
Sure,
but
I agree, but I think that what we're looking at blaming here, we're looking at blaming gun manufacturers, and we're looking at blaming religions, and we're looking at blaming.
Muslims and homophobes.
I
Sure,
feel like he
the real
is
problem
the
here,
main person to blame.
we need to start banning parents and like the bullshit they put on kids because you pass down a bunch of shit that you make like the next generation of people feel bad about themselves for. So shut the fuck up and like back up and start realizing like the words that you're using to your kids have a lot of power. So like we're gonna come back and we're gonna talk about a bunch of other stuff, but let's start blaming some parents on this, man. You know, mine are dead, so I can't go back against them. But I punch them both in the dick. Not that my mom
Both
has a
your
dick.
parents have dicks.
Actually, they both had pussies
Yeah, they
because
both
my
had
dad
vaginas,
was a transvestite. But
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Transgender.
kick you both in the pussies.
Is that true? No.
I start. Hi, I'm Moxie.
And I'm Nicole, and we're the ladies of Suicide Girls Radio, the world's leading BYOB radio show. Pour a glass of your favorite tipple and tune in on Wednesday nights between 8 and 9 p.m. as we discuss life, liberty, and the pursuit of free nipples. Or just flash it would be kind of funny, wouldn't it? People think flashing your tits is easy, right? And it's actually kind of hard.
What we do here is go back.
Hi, I'm Rob Schneider.
This is Slink Johnson, a.k.a. Black Jesus, b.k.a. Godzilla Lungs.
Hello, I'm Aaron Roberts.
Yeah, what's up? This is Craig Wayans.
Hi, this is Brad Williams.
Hi, I'm Martha Madison.
What's good? It's your boy Marcus Parker.
And you're watching Z.
Z Hollywood TV.
Hi, I'm Hanny from Lady Pants, and you're watching the top 10 women who are killing it in comedy. Here's numero 6. Ilana Glazer and Abby Jacobson. They're 28, and they are unafraid to show their fat rolls and their pubes and talk about masturbating and dildos in a way that is absolutely not for men.
Right in the butt.
It's for women, and it's hilarious. They are the American dream of comedy. They flitted around UCB in New York, decided to make a web series. That web series became wildly popular, caught the attention of Amy Poehler and Comedy Central, and voila! They're now in the middle of their 3rd season executive producing, writing, and starring in Broad City, the best female buddy comedy to have graced the tiny silver screen. We predict movie deals and many more amazing things for them in the immediate future.
Here comes number 7.
You ran from home and you're on the street. You've been ripped off, you've been used, and you could be killed. There is a way out. There is a way off the street. Not tomorrow, but now. Runaway Hotline will get you off the street. Call Runaway Hotline, toll free, anytime, day or night. Runaway Hotline gets your message to those who care. Call now and get off the street.
Welcome back to Grand Theft Audio. I'm Jake Belcher.
I'm Brant Thoman.
I'm Leah Knauer.
So we're like, we were just watching that commercial as we do on our breaks. And there's so much creepy stuff in it.
Mm-hmm.
The guy in the white T-shirt who's standing there is like,
Yeah. Chest forward like, hey there.
you know, okay, so this kind of plays into, I didn't plan on going this direction, but I find that commercial hilarious.
So do I.
Because I don't have to live in a world where anyone's ever going to look at me like that. You know?
Oh my gosh,
So,
that must be so great.
Sure. I mean, well, in some way, I'm sure it's great. I mean, it doesn't matter what I wear. It doesn't matter what I eat on a date. No one's going to be like, oh my God. You're not going to go home with your friends, but he ate the whole steak. You know,
Right.
like we'll go back and like, I can't believe that she ate the whole thing. And like she's gonna be like no, we don't. I don't talk like that. Yeah.
Be you.
Oh yeah. But okay, that commercial, it's just like a world that doesn't exist to me. You know. So like when you see that commercial, like have you walked down the street and seen that guy in the white shirt? I mean, not him specifically, but
Yeah,
versions
I mean,
of that?
all the time. I
Yeah.
mean, last night I had a scary moment happen. I was walking home from the comedy store. Or not home. I was walking to my car. It was like probably 1 a.m. and I'm walking. I'm wearing like nothing suggestive, like a T-shirt with wrappers on it and like cute black lacy shorts. And this car, it was a really nice like topless BMW, pulls next to me, and then he was like, "Hey," and I thought he was gonna like ask me for directions or something. He was like a cute guy. He looked normal. And then he was like, "You're so cute and I love your outfit." And I was like, "Oh, thank you." And I just like kind of waved him off and just like kept walking. And he was like, "What's your name?" While he's like driving at the same speed that I'm walking. I'm like, this is scary. I know he's trying to be nice, but at any moment he could just like push me into his car.
It was a convertible. What kind of car was it?
BMW.
Okay, so he was trying to use the bait. He was
Sure,
like, hey,
and-
hey, baby, take a look at the car while I drive
Yeah.
slowly next to you and say creepy things.
And I was even thinking about it like afterwards, like it is a shame because maybe he is a nice guy and we would have gotten along, but like I can't meet someone at 1 a.m. after they hit on me walking to my car alone. Like what kind of message does that send that that's okay for him to get
I mean,
to know
would
me?
you want to be with a guy who would like do that anyways?
No,
you
and
know?
that too, yeah.
So
But
like
it
if
was
he had
like he
seen
was-
the show and was saying, hey, I caught the show and I loved it, then he wouldn't be asking your name. I mean, there are situations in how
did
you
he at
present
least
yourself.
like burn out when like it was pretty apparent that
He
you
did
weren't
drive
gonna-
off, and I appreciated
Okay,
that.
that's
But there
good.
was this part of me that was like, "Oh God, now is he following me?" Because you never know. At any point, like I could be in the headlines.
Sure.
Just terrifying.
Speaking of headlines, got a piece of news came out today.
Nice segue.
Yeah. But you were the one that I felt badish for when I read the headline.
What?
Apparently today, Congress voted and approved the idea now of women having to register for the draft.
Oh, interesting.
If you're younger than the age of 32,
Uh-oh.
you would have to go and sign up for the possibility that if America goes to war,
Wait.
Okay.
We still do that?
yes,
Potentially.
Yes.
I
No,
mean-
no, men have to. Men have to.
Well, did
yeah.
we have to sign a piece of paper saying we would do that when we
Yes.
graduated
Not,
in high school?
Not
I-
boys
I don't
my
know.
age. You didn't
No,
have to.
never. Oh, yes, we have. Like you still have
Yeah.
to do that.
I didn't realize. I can't remember. It's so long ago. You know
thought
what? I
now-
think
They,
you know,
call,
it was,
they
it
call
was-
it the selective service now.
That's right.
Instead of calling it the draft.
I thought it was volunteering.
No.
Sure. You can volunteer to go to war, but if our country goes to war, we have to know that you exist and that you would be willing.
And that you're of an age that we can utilize you
Yes.
to fight.
Yeah.
I'm just a comedian.
Sure. And Muhammad Ali just punched people in the face for money, but like they don't give a shit, you know. Like if they pass this, you would be in that zone now. Because I'm past it. Like they won't take me now. Like I remember I celebrated the day that I knew that I could no longer be accepted
Oh
into
my
the army.
It was 38, right?
Because no, it was like 30. I think it was.
Oh no, I
34.
think the draft, because we could be potentially as reserves. We can. It was up to 38. But you're
I
right.
think the idea of
34 is
actually
where you can
signing up,
actually
yeah.
sign up for
signing
it.
up and going because it had been threatened on me for a long time. Because that's a long fuck up, you know.
I celebrated the day
Yeah.
I survived teen pregnancy. Like as soon as I turned 20, I
Sure.
was like, I made it.
Sure,
All right.
congratulations. That's
Thank
pretty
you.
good. You know?
baby with me.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. That's
So I get it.
we should celebrate all these milestones in
Yeah.
life. But the idea of like now women getting forced into the army just sounds
I mean,
crazy to me.
I get it because we keep talking about equality, but I feel like
Sure.
that's the last thing we want equality over. Like, how about we
Sure.
get wage gap increased first, and how about we get Planned Parenthood kept
Hey,
on
good
the
news.
map?
The wage gap does not exist in the military.
I was going to just ask.
Like,
'cause I
'cause
guess
you're only paid by pay grades. It has nothing to do with your sex.
Okay.
So like at least they've gotten rid of it.
At least they figured out how to not have that.
Yeah. That's nice.
Yeah.
Women are still getting raped, though, every day in the army.
Yes.
Honestly, men get raped in prison.
Yeah,
And
in
no,
prison.
in the
in
military.
the military as well.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
More than women do, and it's
Really?
yes, like it's a
Because
terrible.
there's a closeted gay men, or
I don't know why. I think it's probably proximity and.
That's interesting.
I saw a story on Vice. Like Vice just covered it last month about how much gay rape is in the military.
Interesting.
So.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. So sorry you don't get this one.
Yeah.
We get rape on our side for once, you know.
You can have it.
There,
We can have it as a check mark.
There's
of-
where the inequality
of victory
changes.
for
When you
us.
get in the military, you don't want to be a man because you have the
Okay, rape is fucked. Rape is fucked.
Yes.
This story is terrible.
Okay.
There is a father whose son, a 14-year-old boy, was murdered. So he wanted to go to jail to get revenge on the murderer.
Oh.
So what he decided to do was he owned a business. He put out an ad saying, hey, come in here for like a job. And he like saw a whole bunch of people, and this girl came in. He's like, oh, this is what I want to rape. So like, yeah, this is fucked, right?
So this is the choice. This is the crime he
This
chose.
is the dad. We have a picture of the dad right here. His name is Joel Jones. Yeah. So there he goes.
Okay, so his 14-year-old son was murdered. And his choice on how to get into prison was to rape a woman to do it. Okay.
Oh, that's horrible.
So he
Now,
rapes
what's
her at
dad
knife
gonna
point.
do?
Man.
No shit. It's
like
a
the
domino
purge.
effect.
It's like making it worse.
Sure.
Don't put this poor innocent woman under like duress because of something you're.
I think that this guy just wanted to rape somebody. I don't think it had anything to do with like getting revenge on his kid. Because like,
why wouldn't you
there's
go
lots of ways to go to jail
an
without
armed
raping
robbery,
someone.
breaking and entering, just punching some other dude in the face instead of actually,
In
assaulting
some
a woman.
way, he wanted to rape somebody. I mean,
Yeah.
and he used the murder of his 14-year-old boy as the reason to do it.
What, did he use it as his defense?
Yes. That the reason he did he
he
rapes this woman at knife point. He calls 911 before he leaves the room saying, I've just raped this woman and now I want to go to jail. So he goes to jail and he gets in front of a judge. He's like, Judge, I did it because I need to get in there and get revenge on the man that killed my boy. And like, oh, well, we're going to send you to a different prison than he's at. And you're going to go to jail till you die now.
Yep.
Yeah.
And probably be raped yourself.
Yeah,
What is wrong with people? Why can't we all just get along?
I mean, revenge, okay, it never works out like in a good way.
No.
There's just so many ways to responsibly go to jail. I mean, I could go to jail probably 20 different ways by the end of the day that have nothing to do with raping anybody.
Right.
I mean, people are gonna cope with death the way they are, but that's one way
That's
that I
the
don't
worst
condone.
possible
I think
coping
this is-
mechanism is rape.
I think this
Absolutely.
is 2 years later. So he should have had time to have like cried it out on like a
or at least come up with a better plan of how to get arrested without actually taking a person's life and shattering it and allowing them to regather those wonderful pieces after it happened.
I get it. I'm not a father, so I don't know what type of ideas go through your head when you want to protect somebody. I know from the people I love how strong my urge to protect them is, you know. But I don't have that connection with somebody that came from me. So maybe it's super ramped up and you kind of lose your mind and you're like, okay, well, that just makes sense and I'm going to do it. But before you rape for revenge, take a step back and like ask yourself, is this really the best choice of things to do?
Was this guy also in Florida?
I don't know where he is. I'll open up. I think somehow he was in like Oregon or something.
Okay.
Do we have any nice news coming?
Okay, yeah. Here. Okay, let's talk about this story. I don't know if this is a nice news story or not. Okay, but this is a weird one to me. Are we all familiar with Rob Kardashian?
Yes.
So Rob Kardashian apparently has a problem that I've never heard anybody have complained about them before. He smells, is what they say.
He smells.
He smells.
Oh, interesting.
But it's specifically his hair that smells bad.
What?
So like when he goes out places and he takes his hat off, people are like, holy shit, man, what's happening? Why they put that shit back
Is
on?
it too moldy and sweaty?
Then he puts the hat back on and things are okay. I've never heard that complaint against anybody.
No, I mean, we've all had that wonderful experience with the guy who is just stinking up the room.
Sure.
Yes.
And you just...
I've had people smell from feet, from fat folds, from unwiped shit, from
But
I mean,
never...
all
And you
sorts
know
of
what?
things,
I have on occasion gone on dates with girls who whose hair doesn't smell good, but not to the point where I'm like, oh my God, please do something about that.
I've never had that problem. We're going to go to break right now. On the break, I'm going to look up reasons why women's hair smell. Maybe you can include
My hair smells really good. I got a deep condition the other day.
I'd come over there and sniff it, but that looked really
Please
weird on
don't.
camera.
Yeah.
Just on the break, okay?
Sure,
Come on.
sure.
Can't wait.
Imagine what we're going to do during the next 2 minutes that you're gone.
Please don't.
I'm Money B, and you can kiss my ass.
Let me swallow my snot.
That's sexy.
Keep up the good work, Mild Net.
Let me see how I'm gonna come and check out. No, I love you.
Oh yeah, why
No cyclocyanabin, the little.
Do you take one? There you go.
Always switching up. Always switching up.
What was that?
It's my wedding band. Jumped out of my. Oh my God! I hope it's not an omen. Call my wife.
He keeps moving away.
Hi, I'm Rob Schneider, and you're watching T Hollywood V.
Z Hollywood TV.
A dang a bang.
Nailed it.
Hey, I'm Dee Dee from Lady Pants, and you're watching the 10 women who are killing it in comedy. Here's number 7. Shonda Rhimes. Now, technically she's not in comedy, but she needs to be on this list simply due to her baller status. Her freaking production company is called Shondaland. Why? Because she runs this shit. Want a hit? Call Shonda. She's got 3 on TV right now, and the second show she ever tried to make in her whole life was Grey's Anatomy, which has been airing to a steadily massive viewership for 16 years. She revamped and repurposed the camp of soap operas and added quirky music to build the uniquely unmistakable brand of the female emotion-driven storylines that have become synonymous with Grey's. Come for the muscles, stay for the heart-wrenching dying people. Her other shows are supposed to be good too, but we haven't seen them, so we'll have to take literally everyone's word for it.
Want to see number 8?
And we're back here on Grand Theft Audio Radio. It is 6:28 on Wednesday, June 15th, 2016. I had told you guys we had a great guest joining us today. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce one of America's finest comics, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Brian Scalaro.
Thanks for coming in, Brian.
Thank you. We appreciate you spending your time with us
funny.
on a Wednesday night. We know that your life can get very busy.
You do tour a lot. I follow you on Facebook, and I see all the places you do tour.
Yeah,
I like your shirt.
It is nice.
Yeah.
It's cool.
So where will you be this weekend?
Seattle.
Wow.
Nice. Never been there.
Do you get up there ever as just like a tourist, or basically most places you go, is it because of comedy? Yeah, I'd imagine that's pretty true.
Yeah.
I imagine you also do a lot of radio like this. Do you have a lot of other guys that you get together with on the road that you particularly like doing their shows as much as you profess that you do ours? Because I know it takes a lot to take time out of your schedule to come in here and do it. So we really appreciate it. We're just going to leave you as an observer, though. If you feel that there's something that you need to chime in on, you are welcome.
Please, man.
Yes.
Yeah.
Feel free.
We really appreciate it.
Don't be shy.
Yeah, don't do that. I got one other news story I'd like to get into before we get into our holiday chicanery, and that is there's a father in New York who now has 22 children, as he is known as the bus stop sperm donor.
What?
Okay.
Does he stand at a bus stop and pass out
He
his
meets
sperm?
you at a bus stop. I guess that's how. Yeah, he'll just bring you. He'll like go to the bushes, or go to like
What?
a bathroom, and he'll make up like a batch for you, and then he'll bring it to you.
You say that like he's making a cake.
Well,
It's one of the ingredients of the human cake.
He just does
I
it
mean, it's
inside
true.
like it's kind of like a Venus cup or something like that for like ladies the vagina area.
Mm-hmm.
Did you say
And-
vagina?
Yeah, because I'm a gentleman. I don't use
What?
I don't
The
use
clinical,
the V word.
yeah, he won't use the V word.
Yeah.
Cunt, pussy. That's not a problem. But
Yeah.
you know the V word.
Well, if those are for like comedic effect, but this is for like comedic effect. You know,
So
so
you
it's the
can't use-
vagina.
Vagina?
Yeah, exactly.
Very weird.
Anyways, he's now done it to the point where he has 22 children.
All with the 22 different women.
Yes. Okay.
Nice.
A couple of them are double ups.
Okay.
I think that like there's a couple of siblings, but I think it's 18 different.
So he
women.
just has the super potent sperm.
Yeah, super high sperm. He's a doctor. He's like a professor in New York. He's like
okay.
a
So
super smart dude.
So he's a So this is also like a donor program. If you want to have a smarter kid, come get pregnant by the
Yes.
professor. Where you
But
don't
he doesn't want to go through the hassle of like
the sex part.
No, he'll have sex with you too.
Oh,
I
okay.
mean, he will do that if like
That's
you
what
know
you're
you're
into.
agreeable to it. But he'll also just go whack it into a plastic baggie, and you can just walk out of there.
There you go. Enjoy.
Yeah, he says he does it like 10 times a week or so. So that means on like a week. So he's just doing it weekdays. He's doing it every like twice a day.
Wow.
That's a lot of yogurt.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yogurt.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
See, I won't use the real word.
Now,
you know.
now the question that arises though is like, are these kids all from the same father? Do they have any kind of contact with each other?
Oh,
Like, do they know?
So if this was a movie
do these kids know they have half
starring,
brothers half brothers and sisters all over wherever the city? What is it? New York.
New York,
Yes,
yeah.
New
Yeah,
York.
all over New York.
All over New York. If this was a movie, then sure, they'd all be like best buds and stuff, and they'd all find out that they have like some secret language that they
Like
speak.
the little rascals or something.
Sure. Or I did a movie with Vince Vaughn a couple years ago where he had a lot of babies because he was a sperm donor, and it got out that he was like
That's right.
he was like the number one sperm donor. But
Never saw that.
I don't think that's what it was called.
It was,
Number one
baby.
sperm
I think
donor.
what wasn't it called Baby Daddy?
Oh.
I think it was because it's kind of the similar thing where he had like
makes
all these
sense.
women had children, and he now finds out that wait a second, I've sired all of these children. I mean, not physically, but kind of physically.
What type of like? Because that's what I'm getting to. Like, what type of like ego would you have to get to where you're just like, I'll just start giving my sperm out to start making people.
Especially if he's giving it away. Like I understand a donor.
he's not charging nothing.
No, I can understand where you go to a donor a donor hospital, and because of say your intelligence or your physical attributes, your strength, whatever, that someone might find that appealing for the child that they want to have, and thus
I guess
they
it's
buy
super
it.
expensive though, as a lady who wants to have a kid, to like go and get that sperm.
Yeah, it's thousands of dollars.
So
Call me old fashioned. I just want some good old fucking.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that sounds better.
Yeah, more fun.
But he wouldn't have time to be a professor.
Oh.
The delivery
man.
man. Delivery
There
man.
you go.
But he wouldn't have time to be a professor if he was honestly. I mean, jerking off that could take him just a couple of minutes. It's like, all right, back to class. Whereas the sex part, that might last
That
a little
could
bit
take a
longer.
couple
You gotta get to the room. They're not gonna just come into the mop closet and say, okay, let's get this done so I can get back to teaching class. It's gonna take up a lot more of his time. So.
What about a nighttime tryst?
When's he gonna
Sex at night?
Oh, is it so crazy?
Yuck. Yuck.
I'm so
This is for making babies, not for making boom
Love.
boom pleasure time.
No.
See, I'm not going to use the clinical term there either.
Love
No.
is the clinical term?
Yes, boom boom pleasure time is what I'm comfortable
Yeah.
saying.
Great. It's like you learned your clinical terms in like a 6-year-old kindergarten book about sex.
I'm trying to
A kindergartner's
teach him
guide to it.
6-year-old.
What?
Go ahead.
What?
I said the book is called the 6-year-old's Guide to
Sex.
Sex.
Yeah.
So.
You guys are familiar with Everybody Poops, right? This is Everybody Bangs.
No, everyone boom boom pleasure time.
Everybody boom boom pleasure
Everybody
times.
boom boom pleasure times. That does sound like a book I'd read.
That sounds like a book that would come from China that was written for kids, similar to Everybody Poops. That would be the English translation to
Yeah.
it.
So if the only way I could read that was if I was at some creepy guy's bathroom and I knew that it was like sitting by his toilet, I'd pretend I had diarrhea so I could read the whole thing.
Ooh.
You don't want to you don't want to make the trip into that bad guy's bathroom and only read half the book. You don't have to figure out 2 reasons to go there. So, and you don't want to steal it because he'd know it was you. Not many other
Right.
people have come over to use his restroom.
Right.
You haven't thought this through very well.
No.
God damn it.
It's a weird crime.
It is a weird crime. But that guy is making a lot of babies, man.
Sure enough.
That's a lot of kids.
And
He's
on
not
top-
even Mormon.
And he doesn't even have to pay for any of it. It's not like he owes child support to these women.
I think he could though, because now he's out. Now someone can come to him and say, "Hey man, you're like my daddy, and you know, since you love that Twinkies wrapper."
I don't think the kid really can go after that. If the
Yeah.
mother was the one who was
Yeah.
actively seeking the pregnancy, it was by choice hers. He said, "Okay, well, if my sperm's what you want, then here's what you get." But
Yeah.
he may even have them sign off a piece of paper saying, "I cannot come after you for child support."
Yeah, it's like
Because
a
that's
transaction.
That's 22 kids that if
So
you
you
figure
might be able to sign off that you can't come after me for child support, but like maybe a kid like later on be able to come and say, "Hey, I'm coming at you for parental support."
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know if there's any obligation.
Or what
that
if
he
this guy
has.
like later on he gets like a bad back and it hurts and he can't do anything, and then he tries to go to these kids like, "Hey,
Take care of
you're
me."
my kids. Like
Yep.
you should take care of me.
Right.
Take care of your daddy."
He's got plenty of kidneys he can go to if his fail. If a strange kind of cancer that he gets that only the bone marrow of a sibling of a
So there's
an
good
offspring.
things and bad things.
Sure.
Yeah. Now I want to see Delivery Man to see how it holds up.
Okay,
What
I've seen
happens.
it. It's not a good movie.
Oh, I imagine it's not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's, Vince Vaughn's in it.
Yes.
I like him though.
In what?
As a stand-up
Wedding
comedian,
Crashers.
tremendously funny.
Well, okay,
What-
yeah,
okay,
Wedding
Wedding
Crashers
Crashers.
is-
Stand-up?
Yeah. He does
Still?
he does this comedy tour, but I don't think he's really a comedian.
Interesting.
He gets good comedians on the road with him, and then they make him look good on stage.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
And you've got Old School, but that's just a classic for
Sure.
multiple reasons.
Great.
so.
movie.
Sure, I think anybody can act in something and be funny if it's written for them and it's
Mhm.
good.
Mhm.
But for the most part,
No.
You don't like him?
not really.
Oh, interesting.
You know, yeah. So something
There's
about
a
him just-
there's a couple of roles that I've enjoyed him in. I mean, especially early on. I mean, Swingers, he was great, and then that other one where he did that he did with what's his name?
He did this movie where he's like a father to a lot of kids. And,
Yes.
Wait, Delivery Man.
Okay, so you know it. He is not good in that movie.
Oh, okay.
So.
I liked him in The Breakup. I don't know if you guys saw it.
I
was
did. I
surprised.
didn't like that movie at all.
Well, it was very sad, and maybe that's why you didn't like it, because it doesn't have a fun ending.
With two funny people.
Yeah.
I mean, that's I think the problem I had.
Who
is
else
I-
was funny is?
Well, Jennifer Aniston has a history
I
of
still
being
ask
comedic. So
Yeah,
I mean,
she's a very good comedian.
I think she's very
Friends?
entertaining.
Not everyone can play that part.
Okay, so I worked on Friends, and I hated every
What'd you
fucking.
do?
I did nothing important. I hated every minute I was there, and.
But you were at Central
sucked.
Perk.
Yeah, and I got to hang out with the monkey.
That's so cool.
And yeah, I did a lot of. I'm old and I've done a lot of jobs, and I'm telling you this much: I hated working on that show. I stepped on a nail and it went through the bottom of my shoe into the top of my foot, and I was like, "Thank God I get to get off this fucking set."
Oh
Like,
man.
I left the pilot of it, and I'm like, "This will never make a dime. No one in their life will ever want to see this show." And it's probably the thing I've been most wrong on. That
Wow.
I've ever publicly said. We're going to go to a commercial break. We're going to come back on the other side, and we're going to do a little bit of our holiday nonsense. I have a couple of things I want to touch on. So go to this commercial break. You got 2 minutes, and that jar of Vaseline is not going to use itself.
Where's the camera? That's all of us.
There it is.
I'm trying to find it.
Oh.
Hi, I'm Hanny from Lady Pants, and you're watching the top 10 women who are killing it in comedy. Here's number 8. Amy Schumer. She's the first Amy that comes up when you Google Amy. Whether that's because we have stalked her so many times Google has learned she's what we want or not, we don't care. She executive produces and stars in her own sketch show, probably writes about 50% of the sketches herself, and writes and performs a shit ton of stand-up comedy at any given moment. She's self-deprecating, but also confident. She's a baller, but not inflated yet. So who cares that she uses her sexuality as a primary source of her comedy? She's killing it, and we love it. It's time for number 9.
start. Hi, I'm Moxie.
And I'm Nicole, and we're the ladies of Suicide Girls Radio, the world's leading BYOB radio show. Pour a glass of your favorite tipple and tune in on Wednesday nights between 8 and 9 p.m. as we discuss life, liberty, and the pursuit of free nipples. Oh, just flash it would be kind of funny, wouldn't it? People think flashing your tits is easy, right? And it's actually kind of hard.
A hot nothing.
We out here.
That's what we talking about. Absolutely nothing.
Thursdays, 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. A hot nothing on Z Hollywood TV.
That was perfect.
A bang bang. A bang bang. A bang bang.
You ran from home and you're on the street. You've been ripped off, you've been used, and you could be killed. There is a way out. There is a way off the street. Not tomorrow, but now. Runaway Hotline will get you off the street. Call Runaway Hotline, toll free, anytime, day or night. Runaway Hotline gets your message to those who care. Call now and get off the street.
Sister's name?
Yeah. Oh, I didn't know she had a sister.
I got to say, I look forward to the first call that we get on the air to the hotline.
We've gotten calls to that number.
While on the air?
No.
No, you've gotten calls, but not while we've been streaming.
So I'm always very helpful.
I'm sure.
And it's never been someone who's actually been in trouble. So we do have that going for us. All right, we have something we do on the show every week. We talk about holidays. So let's get into some things we're supposed to be celebrating right now.
Right now.
June is National Bathroom Reading Month.
Weird.
Sure.
Just ties in perfectly for your stealing the bathroom book bit.
That's probably why it went into my head
Yeah.
when I was putting the list together earlier. I will say this. I used to be a huge bathroom reader. Like, you'd go into my bathroom, and there'd be, like, so many, like, magazines. And not, like, porno magazines, like,
news magazines.
News magazines.
Either that, or you'd go in there and the newspaper would still be stuck in the window of the shower, so that he could read while he was in the shower.
I'd find a way of hanging up the front page of the newspaper because I just like getting information in my head.
Can't waste any time.
Right.
No.
Wow.
Like, at that time I couldn't. Now I found a way of don't do that anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm not a particular...
You sit on your phone and play Angry Birds.
In the shower.
I have tried... Okay, never in the shower. No. But I have tried to implement a no cell phone in the bathroom rule.
It's a good one.
Yeah, because...
Me time.
Yeah, there's nothing good's going to come of it. Like, I'm going to accidentally click on a button or something. But even then, I break it because I've been showing videos this week of my cat.
Yes.
Who has been... jumping
Cute.
up on my head and like licking my head every morning.
You can look him up on Facebook, Jake Belcher. You'll find the videos of the cat jumping up on his head while in the bathroom.
I think that people like it because I look like I'm a gruff person. I'm not really a gruff person.
No.
But I kind of look like one. And then like the gentleness of the kitty on top, like caressing my head and giving it the licks. Yeah, it's nice.
I give most of my likes while I'm on the toilet.
You do?
Yeah.
Wow.
Did you know that 1 in 4 Americans drops their phone in the toilet?
Really?
That's why I don't take the phone into the bathroom with me, because I'm always afraid I'm going to have to go in and fish in after it.
But the odds are in your favor to not drop it. 3 out of 4.
75%.
Sure.
And now there's those commercials where you can get your phone wet.
The iPhone, yes, not the iPhone, the Samsung Galaxy S7.
Really?
You got some wrapper, some dildo.
It's water resistant.
Dildo?
Yeah, I think that's his name, Dildo.
Yeah.
And he's just pouring champagne on it the whole time.
Oh,
yeah, like, hey, check it out. You can pour this. It's supposed to be, I think once it gets to a certain depth, the pressure of the water will cause it a problem. But if you like drop it into water, it's not going to short it out. You can pour.
Just
you can pour a
on
drink
its
on
own,
it.
or it needs like this.
No, all on its own. All on
now.
its own.
That's cool.
Yeah, so that's making me think maybe I'm going to get the Galaxy 7.
No.
But I'm definitely going to stay in the iPhone area because this week I saw at their E3 presentation. What they're doing with their next update is dope. I can't wait. Like,
what are they doing now?
I don't care enough to say on the
Okay.
But
you're going to stay in iPhone.
Messages are going to get much better. Like you're that garbage.
Sure.
Gag on it like it's a tiny little Chinese noodle. What else we got? National Candy Month. Yay! What's your favorite candy?
Snickers.
Snickers.
That's
or
a good
Kit
one.
Kat. Or Twix.
Sure, Kit Kat.
Wow, you're naming three of the really great ones. I was going
Yeah.
to say Reese's Peanut Butter Cups.
Oh, that's also up there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Jake?
Right now, I like the Take 5.
Take 5 is awesome. With the
good.
pretzel and the caramel and all that.
These are all
absolutely.
very similar.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The whatchamacallit?
Huh?
How about, what's the best
Really?
non-chocolate candy? All these candies we've mentioned are chocolate candies.
Jelly beans.
Jelly beans,
Fresh, like right at Easter time jelly beans. Not ones that that are on the discount rack.
It's not Jelly Bellies. You want Jelly Beans.
Jelly beans, just jelly beans. Doesn't have to be Jelly Bellies.
Disagree. I'm going to say Skittles.
Skittles are awesome.
That's good.
Or
That's
those
good.
cookie dough bites. Is that chocolate?
It's got the chocolate chip in it. It's kind of tough.
I'm going to go with Starburst.
Very nice. I was going to say
Okay.
Mamba came to mind as you were mentioning Skittles.
What's that?
Mamba's very similar to Starburst.
Cheap Starburst.
Softer in their chew. Starburst
Okay.
are very.
And my problem with the Mamba is that the wrappers are harder to take off the individual
They
candies.
absolutely are.
Like the packaging is cheaper.
Interesting.
And when we were going to high school, there were 5 flavors in the package. Now they're down to 4. They took the lime out, and I love anything lime. Lime soda, lime candy. Give it to me. I love it.
Oh,
See, we
man.
also got National Soul Food Month. What's your favorite
Nice.
soul food?
Fried chicken.
Yeah, watermelon.
Soul.
Soul food.
I don't know.
I didn't ask what are our favorite
Hey, if you're
racist
gonna bring up,
foods to bring
I
up.
didn't say racist. Okay.
Fried chicken and
referring to it
watermelon.
as
There's
soul
no race
chicken.
involved in
Wait,
this at all.
fried chicken is soul food. I don't think watermelon is.
Okay.
Yeah, you've been
What's yours?
disqualified.
I don't know.
Fried chicken.
Yeah. Okay.
You know,
Have you had Roscoe's?
I love po' boys.
course
I also
we've had
love.
Hey, I don't know.
We grew
Hush
up in Los
puppies.
Angeles.
That's
We've
true.
had
Okay, yeah,
Roscoe's.
yeah.
Hush puppies.
Hush puppies are wonderful.
Yeah.
Hush puppies are so.
Not huge on them. They're
yeah,
good, but
I'm totally into that. I like it a lot. This is also National Zoo and Aquarium Month. Have you guys ever been to a good zoo or aquarium?
Monterey Bay Aquarium is pretty awesome.
Do they have one? Okay. Do they have I want to go to whatever aquarium has the biggest tank that has a walkthrough. I want to go through one of those ones that have a tube and you can.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's in my lifetime goal. I want to do that.
And I actually just worked over at the Autry Center a couple days ago and heard about what they're going to be doing with the LA Zoo. There is a big
show off.
I've never been.
It's a nice little zoo. Let's put
Yeah.
it that way. It's going to become an amazing big zoo.
Oh,
They're going
wow.
to be cutting into the mountain. They're going to be adding a lot of stuff. This is a multi-billion-dollar.
Are they going to do
Oh,
anything to make it so
upgrade.
children
Why
can
do we
still
need
get into
that?
the enclosures?
I believe they're going to actually give them a thumbprint identification so they can go into one specific cage that they want to and then be attacked by whatever animal they want.
That's good. Because that's a big draw for people. You want the idea that a child could be eaten at the
Yes.
zoo the day you go.
Yeah.
Dragged
danger.
and beaten by a gorilla. That's what I want to see.
If you knew the kid was going to be eaten that day, wouldn't you be more likely to go?
No, I would avoid
No,
it.
I don't think I could.
You people are sick.
Yes.
You are sick.
Yeah.
The LA Zoo is nice. It's a quaint. It is a bit antiquated. They really haven't had much money to do much with it, but apparently there's a bunch of money being put towards it.
Cool.
So 2020 they're going to start the groundbreaking and
Oh, but that's still
yeah.
a while.
It's still well they got to get all the money together first, and
Yeah.
I mean they're in the plan. The plans. The Autry Center itself is also going to be getting an upgrade. So it's not going to be just the Western Heritage Museum anymore. They're going to kind of do like an American heritage kind of thing.
Yeah, I've been to that museum. It's pretty nice. They have a lot of pictures of people shooting each other. Because
Cowboys
they're
and
cowboys.
Indians.
That's what you're into?
That's what they're into.
Okay.
You know? I didn't go back. I went there one time, and I'm like, whoa, there's a lot of a lot of pictures of people shooting each other.
Yes.
Pictures of people.
Lots of paintings of people shooting each other.
Yeah, we don't need that. Here's what we don't need. We don't need to tell you that your viewership is valuable to us, and we appreciate you tuning in.
Wait, you
So
forgot
right
a very important holiday.
Okay,
coming up.
is it on Monday?
Yes.
Yeah. Is it Brant's birthday?
No.
Is it Jake's birthday?
No.
Oh. Well, then fuck it. We are done here on.
How dare
Oh wait,
you?
no. It is your birthday.
Yeah, it's my birthday.
Yes.
Should we? Okay, we can't sing
Grand
the song
Theft
because
Audio-
we don't own the.
No. Actually, yes, we can. We don't have to have. Don't have to worry about that. They
That's
got
true.
rid
I
of it.
think you do.
No, they the courts have tossed that out. It is not. No one can own the rights to Happy Birthday.
I don't trust that the courts aren't going to reverse their decision, so
Well,
I'm going to
that
make
one
But the
and-
law of the land now says we can.
And the alphabet and Twinkle Little Star, right?
Yep.
It is your birthday coming up on Monday, and that will be nice. It is your birthday coming up on Monday. I suggest you eat some rice.
There
you go.
Yeah, Grand
No,
Theft Audio.
we don't own any money for that.
Exactly.
You know?
And here at Grand Theft Audio, Jake and I can proclaim it. It'll be Leah Knauer's day.
Yeah. So if anybody out there doesn't get to spend any time with her, and you feel like you want to, you can go back and you can watch her on a couple previous episodes. Get some good creeping time in, and not feel like like you're bothering her. Like you're totally cool with it,
You're
right?
celebrating me.
Yeah. Celebrate on Monday for about 7 minutes.
Exactly.
If you can last that long.
I'm just saying, that'd be a good goal for all
Was
of us.
that a masturbation joke?
Yes, you caught that. I appreciate
I
that.
thought so, yeah.
So, Brant, besides that 7 minutes, anything you're going to be doing this next week that people should know about?
I can't think of anything that's popping into my mind right now. I mean, there may be something coming up next week, but I don't know if we're able to talk about it yet.
Yeah, we probably aren't. But you can always go to grandtheftaudioradio.com. Maybe. Does that exist anymore?
I don't know.
Someone should be looking into that. You can follow us on Facebook. That's where people do things. Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
That other stuff is horseshit. And we'll tell you if you can catch us this Tuesday night or not. Until then, though, we ask that you, just try to be nice to people.
Yeah.
Try not to accuse all of your friends of being socialists, liberals, Republicans, Democrats, because they're probably not any of that stuff. They're probably just a person who was told some bullshit. So relax. Everything's
Take it
cool.
easy.
And
don't struggle.
Before the election comes around, come on back here. I'll tell you who to vote for, and
sure,
we'll make everything work out just fine. Bye, everybody.
Thanks for watching.
Bye.
Thanks for coming, Brian.
I think, man.